Hello there, grade 9s. Welcome to lesson 2 of chapter 2. Today we're going to be talking about powers of 10 and 0 exponents. So this one might be a little bit of a challenge for you to grasp, but I'll try to do my best to explain it in whatever way I know how. So basically what we're going to do is I've got a chart here. So I've got 10 to the power of something. So my first example, I've got 10 to the power of 0. And we'll actually come to that one last, okay? So let's look and see what happens. So here I have 10 to the power of 1, which is 10 times nothing, really? So it's just 10. Then here we have 10 to the power of 2, so it's 10 times 10, which gives us 100. Then we have 10 to the power of 3, so 10 times 10 times 10, which gives us 1,000. You might start noticing a pattern already that when I'm doing to the power of 10, basically what's happening is my number is representing how many zeros I have. All right, so this one is going to be 10,000, and then we have 100,000, and then we get 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, and 1 billion. Oops, that's still a 0. Okay, now, when we come to here, some of you might think that it's just going to be a 0, okay, because you're not multiplying anything, but our answer actually becomes 1. Now, a lot of you might say, well, that doesn't make sense, okay? I'm going to try my best to explain this in a way that might make sense for you. So, when you're doing addition, okay, when you're doing addition, and you're like, no, Mr. Nick, we're doing multiplication. I know, but I just want to try to use this as an example. When you're doing addition, we can use 0 as a number that represents basically kind of nothing. And whatever we add to 0, our original number is going to work. So if we have x plus 0, we're going to get x. So this value doesn't change. 0 has, the adding or subtracting 0 is not going to change the value of our original number. And that works for addition. But when we talk about multiplication, which is what we're doing with powers, because we're doing multiplication or repeated multiplication, we can use 1 as that number that's not going to change anything. So if we say x times 1, we're still going to get x. All right? So because 0 has that ability in addition, our product here, or our result here, is going to be the same as though it's not going to affect the result of something else. All right? So anything that we have that's to the power of 0, we are going to get the answer of 1. So if I had 8 to the power of 0, that's going to be 1. Okay? If I had, 500 to the power of 0, that's still going to be 1. Okay? It doesn't matter what that number is. Anything that's to the power of 0 is going to give me the result of 1. Okay? Even if I'm using negative numbers, I'm still going to get positive 1. All right? That's not going to change anything at all. Okay? Oh, sorry. That's a lie. It could. Okay? Yeah, so you could. So the one example, so if I give you 3 examples where it might actually work out, is if I have, let's say, 4 to the power of 0, and then I was to go and do something like negative 4 to the power of 0, or if I was to put the negative 4 in brackets to the power of 0. Okay, these are going to give me different answers. Okay, and I'll kind of explain why. So this one is going to give me 1. This one, because it's inside the bracket, we're talking about that number in particular, that's going to be 1. This one is not inside the bracket. Okay, so imagine that you're doing order of operations or something like that. This would basically be minus, 4 to the power of 0, which would still give us minus 1 if that's what we're working towards within our order of operation. Okay, so if we have the negative inside the bracket, then yes, we're going to get 0. But if we have it as like a minus, so there's no indication that it's connected to the 4 necessarily, then we're going to continue to keep that negative 0. Okay, so kind of the two things that we're working on here is we're looking at tens to the power of whatever. That's how many zeros we're going to have. So if you wanted to use a calculator and you wanted to type it out, if you wanted to go 10 times 10 times 10 3 times, you're going to get 1,000. If you want to try it 7 times, you're going to get 10 million. And it just kind of shows how many zeros you're going to have is based on the exponent. Okay. For the power of 0, almost anything to the power of 0 is going to give you 1. And then you just need to determine if it's going to be positive or a negative. All right. So you're going to have some questions to work on. If you have any questions, please bring them to the Zoom chat or send me a hangout. All right. Have a good day.